Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel, Beautiful Awakening with Shantia. Welcome to another pick a card reading with me. So this is going to be the final reading for 2025. I am very excited to get into this. This is going to be a very detailed reading. But before we get into talking about that, I just want to let you guys know that moving forward into 2025, I'm going to be doing some more transit videos because I realized after I had completed the 2025 transit video that most of those transits are happening almost like at the midpoint of the year. So some of the significant transits are happening like right mid through the year and then maybe like a few months in. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity for us to talk about some of the current transits. So the North Node and South Node are not moving until May. So we still have about 4.5 months of time where the North Node and South Node are going to be in their current signs, which is Rahu in Pisces, Ketu in Virgo. And we can talk about those shifts too. And we can talk about where Jupiter is because Jupiter has been in Taurus as well. And yeah, I thought I should do that. So I'm going to do that moving on into the next year. That way you guys can be mentally, spiritually, and emotionally prepared for at least the beginning part of 2025 as well. So for today's pick a card reading, we're going to be looking into your 2025. I created some oracle cards here, displayed here, and I have a really cool story I want to share with you guys on how I came about doing that. But before that, this reading is going to be broken down into 7 parts. So I'm going to do the channeled message, then I will do the crystal message, then I'll talk about the oracle card in combination with the nakshatras that they're referring to. So I pulled 2 nakshatra cards for each group. Then we're also going to be pulling oracle cards for the themes, depending on how long it takes me to get through the oracle card description with the nakshatras. I'm just going to pull a few, depending if I have time. I'm also going to be pulling 1 tarot card for each season or part, you know, your first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter of 2025. And then I'm going to be pulling tarot for specific advice, because we know that there's always some level of resistance that we experience that we might have to reassess. And again, I want you to be spiritually, mentally, and emotionally prepared. And then lastly, we will be rolling the astro dice for current advice. So advice for where you are at currently in your life. All right, so let's just kind of dive in. Let's talk about these very interesting oracle cards. So the theme I ended up with was like the X-Men theme, and it was actually quite on accident, but you know, nothing's ever an accident. I'm pretty sure I have light beings and guides who are whispering these ideas to me, and I'm just channeling it from them. But one of the nakshatras I was reading on was connected to Thor, and I wanted to do the female version of Thor, and I thought of Storm from X-Men, so I channeled her energy, and then I did the others. So I designed the oracle cards first. I came up with Rogue for one of the other groups and Phoenix for another group. After I created these oracle cards here, I created the thumbnail and oracle cards, I went ahead and I went to Wikipedia, I went to the Marvel site, and I studied their backstories to understand who these women were. And I was actually blown away with how much this is in perfect in alignment with the wood snake year. So the reason why X-Men is so fitting for you guys is because this is going to be the year of you moving up and up leveling when it comes to your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, and your power and your strength. So our power and our strength is connected to the knowledge and the wisdom that we're able to receive, and then we're then able to embody. This year, 2025 is going to be an opportunity for you to step into really embodying the knowledge and the wisdom that you've been receiving from Spirit. So this is really exciting, and that's why the X-Men fit perfectly. So the X-Men made me think of the X chromosome, which connects me to divine feminine energy coded in our DNA. So I truly believe that we have in us, coded in our DNA, and the divine feminine energy is our ability to connect with source. It's through that divine feminine essence. And then men, as we know, is connected to just being human, whether you're a woman or a man. You are part of the men. So that's how I came up with this concept. When I dove into the backstories for these characters, I was absolutely blown away, and I realized that I was Divine gave me this idea to do this. So I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy that it's so accurate. So I want you guys to listen to the backstories of these characters. We're going to be reading the backstories, and I'm going to be connecting it to your journey. So their backstories are actually going to relate to the experience you're going to have in 2025. You're here to tap into your power, your strength, your incredible abilities, and just to realize your divinity. You know, you're a magical being here. And this is the year to access and activate all of that. So also, I want you guys to know that 2025 is going to be about this kundalini Shakti energy. This is the forecast. It's going to be like lightning, like magic this year. So we are bringing some thunder and rain. And the huge theme in 2025, I don't know if I just said 2024, but the huge theme of 2025 is that it's going to be the sun coming up after the rain. But first you got to complete going through the storm and receiving the nourishment of the rain. Now it is time for you to pick your card. So group 1, you have Rouge. Group 2, this is Storm. And group 3, this is Phoenix. Or Jean Grey. I have all of their original names. We'll talk about it later. All right, let's start our meditation. All right, here is the singing bow. All right, group 1, if you chose Rouge, then this is going to be the reading for you. Hey group 1, welcome to your reading. So let me just go ahead and channel and see if any message wants to come through channeling. We're going to dive in deep today and see what is coming up for your 2025 forecast. The forecast is very much lightning, thunder, intensity, Shakti, kundalini Shakti energy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and meditate group number 1 to see what wants to come through for you. Okay, very interesting. So group number 1, I was being connected to a horse for you guys. And I felt like this horse was eating. I'm trying to channel, just see what else wants to come through, but it looked like the horse was eating. Yes, okay. So I'm seeing this horse it's a free horse. It's roaming in the free land. And for some reason I'm being taken to cartoon movies. I don't know if it was like Spirit. Didn't they have a movie called Spirit about a horse? But there's something about, this is going to be the year where your spirit feels very liberated, because you're going to feel like this free flowing flower child who's roaming the free land. And 2024 has been about you removing the limitations that have stopped you from being able to do that, to roam free, to really step into this confident journey for yourself. You know, at first maybe you've been hesitant. Like I'm seeing this horse who's hesitant. It doesn't really know where to get the food. It doesn't even know where it's at. And it's a bit fearful of being able to be a free horse. This horse almost feels as though maybe it would prefer to be domesticated, because it would know where its food is coming in. It would know when its food is coming in. But that horse wouldn't be able to tune into its free spirit by being domesticated. It needs to be free. It needs to have the ability to roam free. So yeah, I'm just seeing this horse is just like riding free in the land, and there's something about the nourishment or resources, having availability of resources. In 2025, you're going to learn how to access resources through freedom and a free spirit essence and mindset, as opposed to relying on systems, relying on the government, for example, relying on all of these systems that you need. The universe is going to show you how to feed yourself, how to access free land. So you know how people say life is always abundant and resources are always available? It's one thing to speak it, it's another thing to actually live it, because I'm seeing that you're going to have access to like great nourishment, wonderful resources, good food, like good land, because this is being blessed to you by spirit. They're going to show you that all this while they've been training you and preparing you to roam the free land, and to know that you're always going to be provided for. You're going to have everything that you need, and you're going to be fed very well this year. So whatever resources you've been afraid of not showing up in your life, this is going to be the year where they're going to show you how it shows up for you, how it works, how it operates. And I feel like there's so much more messages connected to the horse that I don't really know about, other than like freedom. I think they're leaders. They can be connected to Aswini, which is Aries. They can be connected to the horse, and going on your journey, like enjoying the adventure. This is going to be a year of adventure for you, where you're just going to be excited to go free. Some people, it's so hard for them to leave home, or to get out of the city, get out of the country, because they're just so fearful what they're going to have to experience. But this year, you're going to see that the universe really has your back and your best interest at heart. Okay, let me see if I can channel anything with your serpentine crystal here. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of a teddy bear. It's very interesting. They're giving me very sweet imagery and very sweet animal imagery, but it's taking me to Teddy. There was a book when I was a kid that was really popular about a bear that, I don't know if it got lost in the mall or left at the mall by itself, and then someone brought it home. Yeah, there it is again, something about being independent and being alone. You are like a teddy bear to the universe. You're their baby. They take care of you. And I was seeing this teddy bear scavenge, and it's also taking me to the horse too, who is sort of scavenging off of the land. So the universe is going to show you this year how to scavenge, but not in like a you're homeless way. It's not like that. It's more like, this is actually your free being. And they don't want you to be tied to the matrix system, where you're dependent and you're basing your nourishment off of a fear-based system. Your accessibility to your resources is coming from fear. A lot of people work because of fear and what they're afraid of not being able to, what resources they're afraid of not being able to access. This is going to be the year they're going to teach you how to access all of those resources. But just know that you're a teddy bear. You're their little bear, and they're always watching you. They're always caring for you. They're always looking after you. But your instincts are going to heighten this year. Your intuitive instincts are going to heighten. Okay. So you guys got the serpentine. This is cool. Sometimes I get really some incredible divine feminine energy here. Yeah, I'm getting that again. So there's like a divine feminine energy that's looking after you. You are its baby. And it's a fierce mama. So the universe is very protective over you. Group number 1, I just want you to know the universe is protective over all of us. But when we rise into higher states of consciousness, it almost gives you access to special treatment. But it's not special treatment. What it does is it's giving them access to you. So we have to develop that relationship with spirit so they can help us. They can't really help us. They can't really look after us if we don't believe in them, or we don't let them. The more we become aware of them, the more they become real in our reality, and the more they can help us. The more they can help us to manifest things, you see? So you're going to be getting a lot of assistance from the universe this year. Riding those waves, All right, let's look at your guys' oracle card. So you guys got Rogue. Look at her looking gorgeous. It took me like a million tries to create this, which is hilarious. I'm like, why is this so hard? It took me a million tries because I couldn't get her hair right. They just couldn't do the white hair strip part right. But you can see in her image, there's rain behind her. And the reason why there's rain behind her is because she is, this is about overcoming the storm, but the rain also serves as a metaphor for, nourishment for us. And the two nakshatras that you got connected, the reason why I chose Rogue is you got Bahrani and Pusha. So Bahrani serves as the portal. It's like a doorway between life and death. And it's that transition space. It's connected to Lord Yama, who's the Lord of Death. He's also connected to Dharma and Karma. So Lord Yama is the one who chooses to put people on a certain path based off of their Dharma and their Karma. You also got Pusha, which is about nurture, which again takes me to the rain. And in the corners of the oracle card, you can see there's a flower, because Pusha is connected to a flower, and it's connected to this the sweet 16 energy, this like really refresh, happy, carefree energy, like a horse, right? A horse would very much be carefree. So why don't you go ahead and stare at Rogue, and I'll give you her backstory. So Rogue, or Anna Marie, grew up in Mississippi. Her parents were devotees of Native American mysticism. They neglected to raise her, so her aunt became a surrogate mother to her. But her and her aunt clashed so much, and Rogue was so rebellious. So at some point she ran away from home and became a lone wolf, thus the name Rogue. And she was recruited to join the Evil Brotherhood, which is, these are the villain mutants. And Mystique became like a surrogate mother to her, who was a part of the Brotherhood. Her abilities became apparent when she put a boy she liked in a coma through kissing him. She saw her abilities as a curse. She essentially absorbed his life force energy. Her power is that she absorbs life force energy, knowledge, and the powers temporarily of others through touching them. She often struggles with the fragmentary psychic echoes of other people's energies she comes into contact with. Rogue is a shapeshifter in consciousness and an empath. So this is my additional notes here. So she's a shapeshifter, the fact that she's able to tune into other people's abilities in consciousness, and she's an empath, right? She's very sensitive. She can pick up people's thoughts, pick up people's like emotions, their energy, right? She has the archetype of the orphan. So the orphan is an archetype, the child wounded is an archetype, and the shadow mother archetype. So these might be archetypes you're very familiar with. Maybe you felt alone, like you have to figure things out alone. This is very much a part of the initiation process to being a divine child. The child wounded is about childhood trauma or wounds, where we're wounded in our childhood, but really that's just karma acting out, karma coming up for us to deal with. And the mothering energy is supposed to be loving, unconditionally loving and supportive and protective. But perhaps, you've had complex nurturing energies in your life that have showed more of the shadow aspect, where they're either overprotective or suffocating, critical, or they're not supportive. They're not protecting you. So essentially, she struggles with her divine feminine energy, made apparent through the complex relationships with the women in her life. Mystique, who serves as a surrogate mother to her, sometimes betrays her or works against her because Mystique serves the dark forces. And at some point, Rogue leaves to join the mutants. And her aunt nor her parents paid attention to her. They didn't really love her, give her what she needed in nourishment. Her heroine arc is that Rogue is extremely powerful, but she has to learn how to discipline her powers as they reflect a destructive, Shakti feminine life force. I feel like the nakshatra Mula, which is in Sagittarius, or Purva Bhadrapada, which is in the end of Aquarius, or the beginning part of Pisces, match her energies well. Also, Bahrani is associated with Lord Yama of Death, which I talked about, and is connected to new beginnings. So, we talked about the karma and dharma. Rogue herself is a very nurturing person, And after turning to the light worker energies and joining Professor Xavier and the X-Men, she activated her Dharma, which I feel like is connected to Pusha Nakshatra, where she starts to... I just realized I forgot to put these off to the side. Pusha Nakshatra, where she starts to heal and master her divine feminine energy. She also aligns with her counterpart, Gambit, who has a Casanova past, but in spite of her struggles to trust him and her fear of intimacy, as she kills people through touching them for too long, she tries to distance herself, but yet he's persistent. Professor Xavier helps her to master her abilities, but ultimately she gains full control of her powers after letting go of the fear. That was the main thing that was stopping Rogue from being able to tune into her abilities. Her fear is what made her a dark empath and why she joined the evil brotherhood. She used humor, she's very durable, and her shape-shifting abilities helped her to push through her journey, and ultimately she becomes a heroine and a leader among many teams and collectives. So if you actually research, like, some of this stuff they literally said this. They're like, she's a leader, who works amongst many teams. She's very powerful. They wrote a lot of this stuff on the website. So something to be noted from Rogue's story is you may need a mentor to help assist you to control your abilities, or at least working with different groups of people. So this is about meeting people, collectives, going to like yoga groups or meditation retreats, or learning stuff online or through books. This is what's going to help you to become a lot more disciplined. And fear is the one thing that's probably has stopped you from being able to fully activate, just like the horse, right? The fear has been stopping you from being able to fully activate your powers. It's just fear. It's just fear. Overcoming the fear is what's going to help to really activate that freedom within you. And learning how to master your Shakti, life force energy, will be the theme of your life. So I'm sure some of these, the themes here that played out might be very similar to your life experience. What I like about Rogue is she comes as quite vulnerable, and even with her relationship with Gambit, eventually, I forgot to say, she married him, right? They got married, and she decided to just, go where her heart was calling her. So that, go where your heart is calling you. Don't let fear stop you from loving yourself or anyone else. So your two nakshatras, Bahrani and Pusha here. Bahrani is in 13 degrees to 26 degrees Aries, and its rulership is Venus, Mars, and Sun. So it's a very creative nakshatra. A lot of creative artists have this archetype who, with Bahrani, this is about pioneers. This is about people who like to begin and start something. So the huge theme of this year is going to be you initiating and starting out on a new journey where you're truly pursuing the life that you want, the life that is meant to be aligned with you. So Bahrani is connected to the womb and sexuality. It's about this nurturing maternal love energy, harmony, and unity. All right, so the more you tune into that love, the more you'll feel aligned. Bahrani is also connected to a volcano, which, can tie us to death, destruction, and then recreation of new life. And that's what you're going through, is you're in a place where you're recreating a whole new life for yourself. Honestly, it's that dramatic. With the 8th nakshatra, Pusha here, being in Cancer, 3 degrees to 16 degrees Cancer, again, we have this theme of nurturer and nourisher. So you're going to feel very nourished this year. This is what you're stepping into for yourself. This is a very auspicious nakshatra, very benevolent, very loving. Its rulership is Moon and Saturn. So this is about listening to your subconscious fears and desires, or just whatever's in your subconscious, reprogramming the subconscious mind. With that Moon Saturn, this is about emotional stability. Emotional stability is what's going to work in your benefit and helping you to be able to feel so much more attuned here and basically master your Shakti life force energy. And this is going to be the year where you start flowering, right? So all of this potential that you've been building and that you've been activating within you, you're going to start to see it manifested into experiences where it creates things for you in this reality. It's not just going to be an imaginative part where you're doing it behind the scenes, you're practicing behind the scenes. This is going to be the time to realize this, because Pusha is very much about being able to provide that nourishment. So there's going to be manifestations that are providing for you. The universe is going to be providing for you. So Pusha is wholly fertile and productive, and it's connected to the cow that gives its milk unselfishly. Yeah, and I think this is also a full circle. We have a circle here in curves, and the wheel of movement and the wheel of time. The more that you are giving of your energy, the more the universe is going to give back to you. It's going to come full circle to you. So you're going to be having some powerful full circle moments. Pusha is also connected to the power of feminine energy. You know, especially thinking about milk and how women give of their milk. And both of these are very nurturing and nourishing energies. So you are going to be provided for, but that's because you are, with birth and death and the transformation, through your transformative process, you've been nurturing and re-nurturing yourself, learning how to love yourself and tune into that maternal love, as Rouge was missing in her life, was that maternal love. And as a result, the universe is like, finally, we can give you what you're deserving of, because you realized what you're deserving of through your death and rebirth. Yeah, the universe is going to be very helpful towards you this year. So we have helpful Jupiter energy. Brishapati is the deity associated with Pusha, and Brishapati is basically a guru or priest chief advisor. So this is where you're going to be tuning into that deep wisdom within yourself. So after Rouge was able to master her abilities, and even before she mastered her abilities, she started giving back. She started helping to train and help other mutants who needed her help and assistance too, because she was naturally quite nurturing and loving. All right, so let's go ahead and move to the part 2 of this reading, where we're going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards. Okay. I was like, what are we doing? Pulling oracle cards. Ooh, perfect. We got the beggar. Yes. So we were talking about like being able to eat like food, the basic needs. So the universe, I know this is a very difficult, like I was very triggered when this was coming up in readings and whatnot, because nobody wants to think that, you have to go without, especially if you've never been without in life. You don't want to struggle like that. But the reason why we go through this archetype experience of the beggar, Rouge was a runaway. She basically started from the ground down, up, is because we have to disconnect from all of the energies where karma, like the cycle of karma, was repeating itself. And so the beggar is the reset, and it's like a very destructive, transformative force. But this reset that you hit is going to help you to access your new life, right? The mutant life, where you're able to tune into your divinity. So without this, you can't really tune into your divinity. You have to give up all of the things, or your attachment to the things that stopped you from being able to feel free. So the universe puts you through this experience, and it's very illusionary. It's like you're going to have everything you need. You're not going to lose anything that is important or of importance at all. It's just an illusionary experience that you have to go through so that you can discern the Maya. So you may have been in a place where you've been learning how to confront the empowerment at the level of physical survival, awaken the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So it makes you humble. It actually builds your self-esteem, because you actually learn how to be appreciative of what you have. You develop a strong sense of self-respect when you're able to build yourself up. So when your parents are providing for you, let's say like you were wealthy and your parents are just providing for you, you don't learn anything from that experience. You learn when you don't have. You learn when you don't have. You learn through struggles. You learn through obstacles, and you learn how to be appreciative. So at a higher level of consciousness, the universe will make sure that you are humbled, because it wants you to be appreciative and wants you to tune into gratitude. It's not taking things away from you because you're a bad person. It just wants you to learn how to be appreciative. Yeah, so the shadow attribute is dependent on others to the exclusion of effort. Yeah. So, Rouge decided, I can't depend on my parents. I got to depend on myself. And she struggled, right? She joined the evil brotherhood, and then she joined the good guys. But she had to go through her own personal development process, where she was able to realize within herself, that's not what I want. I want to be helping and giving. I don't want to hurt people. Ooh. Oh my gosh, you guys got 3. Okay. So we got Stargate Heart, Earth Star Activation, and Halls of Learning. So the Earth Star Activation, this is anchoring grounded action Isis energy. So I made a short talking about how, Pluto and Neptune is making its transits, and right now we're in a place where we're grounding and we are anchoring. And this is something that you've probably watched a lot of videos where people are talking about how we are grounding and we are anchoring. And this is something you have to be very patient for, because, based off of, the wheel of time, human timelines, we don't have the patience to ground this, but it takes a lot to ground. So I feel like this is going to be part of the early part of your year, is you're going to be anchoring and grounding in this energy, these upgrades that you're receiving first. Isis is that divine feminine energy, that Shakti life force energy here. You're going to be grounding this, and your Merkaba here is going to be healing. Like, we got the Merkaba twice here. So this is like activating, your heart is activating here, and this is what's going to draw to you those nourishing experiences. So continue to be patient. With the Stargate Heart, heart chakra opening, unlocking, generosity. So again, that's the theme with Pusha. This is about being assisted and being given things. So we have 4 of Wands, right? So that's celebration or foundation, anchoring in a new foundation for the new earth. And we have 5 of Wands. So this is where we're fighting with ourselves sometimes with Bahrani, right? So we might have difficulties where we're fighting with ourselves because our ego is resisting the natural divine flow of things. And this is just something we're going to have to be patient with. Your heart chakra is continuously opening. We have the halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. So you're learning how to tune into and listen to the advice of your spirit guides. You're learning how to get confirmation of who and what you are. And you're receiving great lessons, powerful lessons. This is what life is all about. You are learning those intense lessons right now. Okay, I'm going to pull one more oracle card for you guys. So it's going to be a year of learning for you, mastering your Shakti. With here, cancel, clear, delete. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. Yeah, so past negative thinking. This is something you're still working through this year. It's going to be a continuous theme. And as you work through this, the negative mental energy here, you're going to be able to align with your divinity and feel so much more at peace within yourself and a lot less anxious. Okay. So now we're going to pull a card for each season. So first quarter of year 2025, second quarter of year 2025, third quarter, and fourth quarter. The Magician. Okay. 9 of Cups. Nice. King of Cups. Whoa! I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Okay. Guys, this is very powerful. You guys got 9 of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Magician. Okay. So in the early part of the year, there's some help and there's assistance that's going to be coming towards you as far as a dream manifestation that's coming true. With the 9 of Cups being here, it may not necessarily mean that the dream is coming to realization where it's like physically manifesting into reality. It might be an offer of some sort, right? Like an offer or an opportunity or a doorway that's opening up for you to essentially do something that you've always wanted to do. And you'll be getting that additional support. With the King of Cups, and the 9 of Cups, there could be people showing up in the first or the second quarter of your 2025 that you're going to be meeting here, that you're going to be feeling very connected to. But by the second quarter of the year, I'm hearing the universe is like, good job. Because at this point, you're mastering your emotions to a powerful level, like intensely. With the 4 of Wands, that's like a celebration here, and that's Pusha Nakshatra, Cancer energy. So at the second quarter of the year, you're going to feel very empowered when it comes to your emotions. Yeah, emotional stability. Yes, there it is, emotional stability. You're going to feel so much more emotionally stable by the second part of the year because you've essentially, you were patient with yourself. So perhaps, this initial part that came out in the reading, this is kind of like the beginning stage, and this is also the summary of what you've been culminating in the 2024. But they're showing me in the early part of the year, there's something that's going to be activated for you here. And then the official new beginning is actually going to be coming in the third quarter of 2025. So this is where, like, bam, new beginning, new life. I feel like this is when the nodes are switching up. So that's like May. Yeah. That's closer to that part of the year. I'm trying to think. 4, 8. No, that's too much. 3 months at a time. Okay, 3, 6, 9. Oh, like September. So maybe like in September, early autumn, that could be a time where you feel like the new beginning is really starting for you. And then the Magician here. By the end of the year, you're going to feel very confident in your ability to manifest in alignment with the divine will. You're going to feel so empowered. You're just like, I'm magical, man. I can feel it. We're riding this. We're riding this. We're on this ride of life. Okay, let me pull tarot for advice. Okay. I was like, what was I supposed to do? Pull some tarot for advice. Okay, we have the moon. Ooh, emotional stability and subconscious. Yeah, and we get 6 of Pentacles, generosity. Very similar. Okay, so like that's pretty much the same theme throughout your entire reading. So towards the end of this year, you guys will have culminated learning this powerful lesson of the beggar here, and you will have activated your generosity. So we're living in a paradoxical universe, right? And the way that you create generosity is you stop trying to control things and you allow yourself to like empty completely to the point of zero, where you're not needy, you're not holding on to material things, you're not attached to any of it. You just let it all go. You free yourself. And that's when the universe is like, boom. Now you are the supreme magnet for everything. This is what you're doing. So you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. So continue to do this, to work on this, reprogramming your subconscious mind. With all this Cups energy, we have Neptune and Pisces and the King of Cups too here. So, and then we have the moon in Taurus. So you're reprogramming your subconscious mind so powerfully to activate, to see through the illusions and to see that actually the universe always provides. And it's an illusion to think that you have to work for it. So you're going to pass basically the ultimate tests of exiting out of the matrix, and that's why you're going to get your new beginning here. It's looking like it's happening in the third quarter of the year. Now, listen to your intuition for the timing of things, trust yourself, and do not depend on tarot readings, transits, nothing for saying, well, this is when things are going to happen. There's a divine flow, and things are going to show up in your life when they're meant to show up. All right, let's pull some Astro Dice for final advice for your group. Current advice that they can use. Capricorn, Jupiter, first house. Nice. So you got Jupiter, blessings. What was your Bafrani? Venus, Mars, Sun. Okay. Jupiter and Capricorn in the first house. Yeah, so you're going through an expansion when it comes to your own personal maturation here, and Jupiter in Capricorn would bring very beneficial, expansive experiences when it comes to career opportunities or when it comes to material experiences as well. Capricorn is the height of materialism and opportunities and, earthly experiences here, so you're going to be realizing the height of that this year. Yeah, and then we're talking about Brihspati connected to the Guru, the Priest, Chief Advisor, Jupiter energy for Pusha. So that's what they're training you to be. They're training you to be the nourisher. The nourisher is the one who gets nourished. So it's like we live in a paradoxical universe, but it's like what you give, you get. What you give, you get. What you give, you get. You give the nourishment, you get the nourishment, right? With this Nine of Cups. So even with the Nine of Cups, this could also be representing you feeling supremely nourished. You could be looking around at your life and be so appreciative and grateful. Like, wow, I have so much. Even though I don't have like the best house or the best anything or a lot of money in my bank account, I still feel so appreciative of everything that I have. And it feels like I'm wealthy. So even a part of this early part of the year, you're going to feel like that. Let's go ahead and just clarify. Can you clarify for me this advice for group number 1? Yeah, you're going through your own personal expansion and maturation. You got 3 of Pentacles, yep, and 8 of Cups. Yeah, so you've been on this journey to look, to figure out who you are, what's true to you. You've been on this powerful self-discovery journey. The 3 of Pentacles is about solutions and learning. So the more you go on that, you know, your journey, you are the flower child roaming the free land, the earth angel put on this earth, roaming the free land. The more you realize that that is what you are and you are taken care of, the more that solutions will show up for you. And you're learning this, but you won't know this until you test it out. You know, it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to live it. And you guys are living it. So congratulations, group number 1. I just want to say you guys are doing a phenomenal job. I'm so excited. My heart is literally exploding for you guys. I so look forward to continuously helping you alongside your journey and helping you to tune into how you are manifesting yourself. You're manifesting, to me with this Jupiter in the first house in Capricorn, you're manifesting yourself into leadership. You're manifesting the leader you want to be. You're manifesting your dream self, which is manifesting and magnetizing your dream life. Yeah, and some of you guys, you want to be powerful. You want to have own a company that is heart driven. You want to run a business that's heart driven. You want to give back in a way that's heart driven. Yeah, you want to master creating and making things and putting it out there in the world that's heart-driven. And this is what you're realizing right now. So keep doing that. This is the time right now, if you are feeling very inspired, follow your inspiration, most definitely. It's not really a time to be quiet. You know, of course, things are going to manifest in due time, but just know that, you know, if this is a time where you're feeling inspired to share your gifts, start sharing it. And let it build, let it percolate. Even with that 3 of Pentacles, you know, that could be a really good opportunity for you to continue to learn from the people who are around you, who can teach you something about life. I find that, you know, you don't have to necessarily go out there and find a guru or a teacher, but if you look at the people in your life, even if they're not you know, we're all in progress human beings. Even if they have their things they need to work on, there's still something they can teach you. So welcome that wisdom and insight from all of the people who are around you. And it looks like you're going to be the guru and you're going to be the teacher who's showing people how they can powerfully manifest. Through this experience, this journey that you're going through in 2025, you're going to be the teacher giving back to others. That's the end of your reading here, group number 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like, subscribe to support, and let me know if this resonated. Comment down below. Bye, guys. Hey, group number 2, welcome to your reading. So if you chose the gorgeous Storm, who started it all, then this is going to be the reading for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to receive the channeled message, and we'll channel with your Chrysocolla here. And this helps to give me a compass and ground and anchor the reading so that I know what we're following, what journey we're focusing on, or what theme we're focusing on for you guys. And then we're going to talk about your Oracle card. Here we're going to talk about Storm. I'm going to share her backstory with you guys, and I'm pretty sure y'all are going to have so much in common with Storm. Her story is incredible. And then we're going to pull some tarot and some astro dice, receive some advice, look at each quarter of 2025, what's coming up, get some advice, and all the good stuff. All right, so let's just go ahead and dive in and see what wants to come through for you guys first. Okay, I heard balance. Balance. So I was seeing, the first thing I was seeing, I felt like a flower or a star, and it was being pulled in multiple different directions. And then I felt like I was seeing like a balance beam, or like the string. You know, some people, they walk across a cable wire or a line of some sort. String. It's not a string. It's obviously a lot thicker than that. Ooh. Walking a tight, what do they call it? Walk the line, or walk a tight line. Yeah. So this is going to be the year where you are learning how to balance your energy. That's something that they've been teaching you these past few years, is how to find balance with your energy. I do find it interesting that you guys got Storm, because Storm is pretty powerful. She's really powerful. And her energies are like, they have the ability to heal or destroy, essentially. And it just seems as though maybe some of you are just very psychic, you're very sensitive, but sometimes it can come off as quite explosive. And maybe it expresses itself in creative ways, creative chaos ways. And you've been learning how to master these energies. And the reason why it's felt quite chaotic is this because you're receiving very powerful upgrades, and the Shakti life force energy moving within you has been very intense. Like extreme, like I'm seeing extremes, and you're in a place right now where you're finding that, like, you're fine-tuning that balance inside of you amongst all of your energies here, and that balance here is helping to give you an opportunity to get across that line to the other side. Yeah. It's very intense. Okay, let me manifest. Let me meditate with the Chrysocolla and see what wants to come through for you guys. Okay, I felt like I was seeing this really intense dancing energy for you guys. It felt quite ethereal. What it is, it could be your higher self or your divine self. There's something about grace coming through, grace and ease, and then there's balance too, and it's making me think of a dancer or a ballet dancer. For this group, when you're very attuned and you're very balanced, it almost just seems like you're floating through life quite effortlessly, or you make it look quite effortless. And that's because part of your dharma or part of your life lessons is to learn how to balance your energies, because you have all of these like creative chaos energies that want to explode through you or be expressed through you, but it's finding that balance, that healthy balance, right? That center, finding your center, that's going to help you to just be like very in flow with the divine flow, very in flow with the energies, very in flow, very tuned to the synchronicities. But sometimes it just feels like quite chaotic, like an overload is what I'm getting for you guys. Okay, so Chrysocolla. So this is actually my psychic crystal. Here, I always see Buddha meditating at the center here and like sending out these like sonic ripple effect waves, and that is kind of taking me to the dancer because it felt like it was spinning and it was giving me this energy of sonar ripple effects. So your energy is very healing. This group, your energy is very healing just by you being there, sitting there, existing, and healing. It's very healing. It's very healing for people to be around, but more importantly, it activates people, and I think it activates who it needs to activate. You know, honestly, I'm not entirely sure how activation works because, quite frankly, I feel like I've seen people in all different places in their lives, and most of the people I'm around are more focused on the material experience. So I'm like, you know, if it's making an impact, that's good. And people sometimes say that to me. They're like, yeah, that really, I'm talking about people like in my life. Like they'll tell me, yeah, that really, I've really thought about what you said, or that made a difference to me. So yeah, there's something about you where you kind of get into people's head. You plant that seed in people's head sometimes when it comes to being able to live a better quality of life. And just know that you definitely make that impact by existing, but you're more impactful when you're in balance. Because then that creative chaos is managed in a very like controlled manner. So control, self-control is what we're learning how to master here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about Storm. She's the one who started it all, man. She's the first one. So Storm, I based her off of Jeshta and Anuradha Nakshatra, which interestingly enough are both in Scorpio. They're in the second and the third part of Scorpio. So there's like 3 nakshatras in Scorpio, and they make the second and the third. Anuradha is more friendly, more group-oriented. Jesha is more like intense. Jesha, Scorpio is more of the height of desire. So these people are about obtaining their desires. In the picture, she's wearing a medallion and earrings because Jesha, the medallion is connected to divine protection, and the earrings, back in the days, the kings and queens would wear them, is a symbolic of royalty. So Jesha natives have that sort of elderly energy. Jesha specifically translates into eldest or senior most. So y'all are going to be moving up in rank this year. Just so y'all know, you're moving up in rank. Now let's go ahead and read Storm's backstory. So Storm, first name Ororo, which translates into beauty, soft, and sensitive. Monroe is the daughter of David Monroe, an American photographer, and her mother, Nadare, a rebellious Kenyan princess. Like, what the heck, man? She's part princess, and her mom just married some guy in New York. Or, yeah, she's born in New York, but raised in Cairo, Egypt. So there's a connection to Egypt. Maybe y'all feel connected to Egypt. So she was raised in Cairo, Egypt, and her parents passed away in a plane crash that she was in, but she survived. She became an orphan, a lone wolf, and a misfit as she was taught how to pickpocket and survive. So just like that, boom, everything was taken from her. But she was protected, and Jesha is connected to, actually both Anuradha and Jesha are connected to divine protection. So that's going to be a huge theme for you this year. You guys are going to be divinely protected. When traveling through the Sahara Desert, Storm is put through intense deprivation and almost dies, but this triggers her powers. An atmokinetic, Storm can psionically or psiconically control and manipulate weather patterns. She can induce lightning, create rain or fog, control and redirect the wind, and disperse natural storms. She essentially is connected to Mother Earth and controlling the elements. At one point, she saves T'Challa, Black Panther, when he is a prince and is kidnapped. They both then go their separate ways. Storm, at one point, tries to pickpocket Professor Xavier, who recognizes her abilities, but she runs away, refusing to join him and the X-Men. People tend to be very envious of her powers, often trying to kidnap her to manipulate or absorb them. She has to develop very intense self-control on the microscopic to macrocosm scale to avoid harming others. So she can go in there and do a little bit of like surgery when it comes to like helping people breathe, but she can also like, like heal the earth and stuff. Bring the rain and nourish the earth and end the drought. Okay, where was I? She has the ability to heal using the elements. Yes. Her emotions directly impact her powers. So when she's very emotional, very angry, it gets very stormy. So she has to exercise a lot of self-control. There's the theme again. It is through the help of the village elder, Annette, Storm's later adopted mother, a village priestess, a magician, that she learns to control her powers. So it was a village priestess / magician who helped her to harness her powers. Storm is at one point worshipped as a goddess. Like literally they mentioned that in the Marvel comic. I'm like, what? Seriously? And at one point she became the queen of Wakanda, guys. What? After marrying T'Challa, Black Panther. She becomes X-Men's most senior leaders. They wrote that. So I created these oracle cards first, then I did the research, and it says that she's seen as a senior, that a specific word, senior leader. Okay, so this is my analysis of what I received from her backstory. She has a past life lineage of royalty, literal royalty, but also a lineage of being a light worker, because she comes from a long line of African priestesses, profound mystics, and sorcerers. They said that. I read that. She experiences her first spiritual awakening in the desert. So in the desert, that's when her powers are activated. Spiritual awakening. She needs the help of the elders. They literally mention that, elders again, or mentors to master her powers. She's an empath with the Earth Mother, the Queen, and goddess, the queen, the goddess, and the child nature archetypes. So the earth mother, connected to Mother Earth or the mothering energy. She's very nurturing. She's definitely a queen archetype. She became the queen of Wakanda. Even when Professor Xavier said, hey, come join us, she's like, what can you offer a goddess? That's what she told him. She's like, you can't offer me nothing. I'm already worshipped here. And the child nature is something, she's very tuned into nature, very tuned into nature. She also perfectly embodies Shakti, like lightning, literally lightning, Shakti, life force, divine life, feminine life force energy. Anuradha Nakshatra shows that she gets along well with those she meets. People tend to like her. In fact, Jean Grey, who's Phoenix, who is the co-founder of X-Men, is one of her closest friends. Jesha and Anuradha show that she is highly and divinely protected. Think about the plane crash. She was divinely protected. How did she survive that? She was a child. She has upheld a high status of seniority in her past lives and continues to honor her destiny with each incarnation. So this is my analysis, just based off of the fact that she comes from a line of priestesses and the fact that she's able to tune into her powers quite, I wouldn't say effortlessly, but the fact that she's able to tune into such a senior rank, to me, says a lot. That's like old soul energy coming through strong. She's also a mentor to many. Like, she's mentioned in the comments a lot, helping other people out, helping a lot of other mutants out. And Jesha is connected to Indra. Indra is the king of the gods. So a higher ranking, she's basically a high-ranking queen priestess, and she has a connection to Egypt. Crazy. And another fun note is that the Ouroboros is connected to Jesha. The Ouroboros is snake eating its tail in a circle. So I couldn't create an Ouroboros because they didn't really have a good one for this oracle card. And yeah, so I just created a snake and that was close enough. But what I found crazy is that her name is Ororo. And she's connected to the Ouroboros. That's just weird, guys. That's just weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and read on your nakshatras. You can look at Storm if you want to a little bit. So Anuradha is the first nakshatra. So this is 3 degrees to 16 degrees Scorpio, and then Jesha is 16 degrees to 30 degrees Scorpio. So Anuradha is the Afterradha. This is about the subsequent success. This is a very friendly nakshatra. It's connected to a staff, which serves as power and protection and self-defense. This nakshatra is about learning and wisdom. This nakshatra likes to receive learning and wisdom. It has a strong relationship with the universal force, just as Storm has a strong relationship with the Mother Earth. In fact, they also mention that she, like, when Mother Earth isn't doing well, sometimes she feels it too, like she feels ill. Anuradha is connected to the lotus, so this is about purification, and to me that's what storms do. Storms purify. So sometimes people are afraid of natural disasters, but honestly that's just the earth purifying itself and staying in balance and doing what it needs to do. Anuradha is very auspicious. It's also connected to victory, triumph, and Saraswati, which is about learning. And it's also connected to aligning all of your 7 chakras coming into balance. In Pisces, that's where all of your chakras fully come into balance, but in Anuradha, this is where they all start to like activate, all of them. In Aslesha, that's when the Kundalini awakening starts. But in Anuradha, this is where the Kundalini awakening is more realized here. So this is going to be a theme for year 2025, is powerfully tuning into your Shakti life force energy. And then I feel like there's going to be an opportunity for you to receive, you're receiving spiritual rank for sure, this group, but you're also going to be receiving sort of a material recognition as well. So there's going to be material recognition showing up for you in the physical that's going to manifest. Because Jesha is connected to kings, right? Lead managers, CEOs, leads of companies, leads of businesses, they're leaders. And so this is going to be the year for you to realize that. But Jesha is also connected to being like a policing nakshatra. So they're about doing the right thing at the higher level. At the lower level, they're about revenge, being competitive, and cunning, because it's connected to Mercury. So this is about like being very tricky and deceptive. But at a higher level, it's protective and it's prosperous, it's giving, and it wants to help people. So Jestia is connected to storms, war, the god of thunder. And one of the symbols connected to Jestia is the umbrella. Jestia is also, with the Ouroboros, the snake, it represents a never-ending cycle of life, right? It's just everything's a circle. Rahu Ketu is a circle. The Kundalini Shakti is a circle. Everything's a circle. And this nakshatra is also connected to the 18th tarot card, which is the moon, which is about the subconscious mind. So it's through your subconscious reprogramming that you're conquering your demons. Jestia as a demonic nakshatra has the ability to conquer demons. Conquering your inner demons is what's helping to align you with your life, strengthening your life force energy and redirecting it towards in a healthy way, so it's not chaotic. Because this group, you have a strong connection to your life force energy. It's very intense. But through sacrifice, penance, or duty, you'll be able to discipline it and direct it in a positive way. Jestia, Indra is connected to the celestial drop. So we got like the droplets of water on the card. I actually didn't even remember that was there. The celestial drop. I put the water because I like the thunder, and then we were getting to the rain theme, but I actually forgot about the drop. That's actually weird. That was like the last thing I added to the cards. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so you guys, this is going to be the year for you guys to receive your recognition, to receive respect. You're most definitely going to be feeling it first, though, because you're honoring your life path. You're honoring who you are. Look at that. We got King and Ace of Wands. Bam. So this is about your new beginning, and this is about you becoming a leader, the leader, King of Wands, seniority. Yep, I love synchronicity. Happens all the time. All right, let's go ahead and dive further into your reading here. Group number 2. So we're at the part where we are pulling oracle cards for you first. So let's see what wants to come through. Prostitute. Ooh. Oh, we got 2 more. Samaritan and Seeker. Nice. So this year is going to be about you realigning. So as far as prosperous opportunities go, if you realign yourself to do things that are benevolent, kind, that's giving to people, you're willing to be the Samaritan, someone who is willing to help those that other people would ignore. This is what's going to help you to expand in your prosperity. This is what's going to help to bring in prosperity that has no karma attached to it. This is what you're being taught. This is going to continuously be a year about being the seeker, where you are thirsting for wisdom, right? Saraswati, learning, Anurata. You're receiving that wisdom, you're receiving that insight, and this is what's going to help you to tune into your power and your strength when it comes to mastering your Shakti life force energy. You guys like to dive deep, and this is going to be another year where you continuously dive deep. You guys are powerful. You guys are very psychic, very powerful. And universe just wants you to know that so long as you keep focused on this path, things will pan out the way that they need to. This is kind of taking me to Thanksgiving too. So gratitude is going to be very important as well, being grateful for what you have. And I feel like you guys know that. You know how important it is just to appreciate what you have and not be focused on desiring for more. You're going to be more focused on who you are versus what you have. And you guys aren't materialistic, but this is just something that you're most definitely aligning with in this year as well. It's like, how can I help? How can I be impactful in this world? Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. We have here Soul Star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Yeah, so like with the priestess energy, you guys definitely have some like past life shamanic energies where your soul has those you're going to have more abilities that are activated, or deeper layers of your essence is going to be activated this year. And this is something I think you guys kind of tune into your abilities quite naturally, your intuition quite naturally. We have the Gaia Gateway activation, learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. Yeah, I feel like they're just connecting us back to Storm, her connection to earth, her wisdom energy connected to earth. She learned from the elders too, so acknowledge that there's there's an infinite amount of things to learn. Acknowledge that you still have people you need to learn under, people who know more. There's books, there's things that you can read, that you can learn from. There's a lot of information, free information all over the internet. So I would say pay attention to life, pay attention to what else you can receive to strengthen in your knowledge about who you are. This is going to be a year where you're receiving more wisdom, and the wisdom comes through difficulty. You know, with this prostitute, this about sometimes having to survive, right? So it's like, do you choose the material experience over your spirit, or do you prioritize your spirit? Right? That's not an easy decision for people to make at times. And this is something that you've been learning is very important to you. Yeah. All right, let's pull one more. We have here, cut your cords. Perfect. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. Yes. So you're continuously cutting, you're going through that purification process, and you're cutting those cords. Yeah, I feel like with the seeker, you know, usually we're seeking to find something, right? To find alignment within ourselves. And I feel like you're going through some additional alignment within yourself this year. Yes. All right, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards and see what's going on for each of the quarters of year 2025. All right, quarter 1. Quarter 2. Oh! What the heck, guys? Okay, we have 7 of Pentacles, we have 10 of Wands, Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups. Alright. Yeah, that's the way it came out. Okay, we'll work with it. So in the first quarter of your year with the 7 of Pentacles, you're still putting in that deep work into yourself and building yourself as a person. And so you're not quite seeing the manifestation show up maybe in that elaborate, you know, generous experience. You're still doing some cord cutting here with the 10 of Wands, but eventually it's going to come to an end. Like, they have the 10 of Wands right next to the Ace of Cups. So your new beginning is coming. We got the Ace of Wands here. But we need to close out, and it looks like the beginning part of your year is what it's going to be you closing out. So this looks like the first third of the year is going to be about you closing out this journey and being done with it. So there's some final lessons you have to put, what do they call it? When you come closure. There's just a last bit of closure that you need to complete your lessons and your learning, because they're teaching you alchemy. They're teaching you how to be an alchemist, and you need to complete your lessons as a student of alchemy. Complete your lessons, and then the new beginning will initiate and it'll start. And you're not missing out on anything, because everyone's new beginning is essentially going to start around the same time. So you're not missing anything. Group number 2. So we got Ace of Cups. There's huge blessings coming in for you, this group, especially when it comes to relationships and love. We have Ace of Cups, we got 2 of Cups. So there's a partnership. They're very specific about that's coming in. There's a very much a partnership that's coming into your life, perhaps a soulmate, divine partnership that's coming into your life. But when it comes to the material experience, it looks like things are just going to take time, and then you're going to find a steady flow of your material experience showing up for you. So again, just honor the timing of the universe and everything will work out. All right, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards for advice for your 2025. Yeah, exciting. You're definitely going to be meeting people. Okay, so we have here Sun card, Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, so this group, you guys are very hardworking. Very, very hardworking. They're training you guys hard. I don't know what to say. And it has something to do with your rank. Just like Storm, like she, plane crash, lost her parents, had to survive out in the Sahara Desert, almost died. Like, you guys are being put through, and the Sahara Desert, look at that, Seeker. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the spiritual awakening right there. You guys are being, this group, you guys are being put through some really intense tests because you guys are the Queen of Swords. And you're the King of Wands. Like, I don't know. You guys are leaders. You guys are the leaders, this group. And the universe don't play. Like, when it comes to leaders, they train their leaders very thoroughly. That's what I'm hearing. Very intensely. You guys got to go through all the combat intensity. In fact, Storm kept being kidnapped because of her powers. People liked her powers, so they kept kidnapping her. And so you guys are still being put through some really intense tests. So you're going to have the, like, with the Queen of Swords, like that mental strength to push through. Being very mentally disciplined. So I said that, you know, in her backstory, I said that she really has to develop, like, strong self-control. Because, like, she has this, like, really intense power that's very chaotic. Shakti life force, if she doesn't control it, she can hurt a lot of people with it. You know, Rogue, she can hurt maybe one person at a time. You know, if she's not paying attention to what she's doing. But Storm, like, her energy can, like, just, like, explosion, huge, if she doesn't control it. So you guys are still being disciplined because your Shakti life force energy, the kind of energy this group is here to put out, is very intense, to say the least. And it has to be trained. It requires a lot of discipline first in order for you to accomplish that. Yeah, so be patient. That's another, you know, with the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, be patient. Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, these are all about being patient. They need you to be patient for the material experience that's coming in. But what's more important, redirect your focus on who you are, what you need to do, who you're becoming, the knowledge you're gaining. Focus on that first and prioritize that first. The sun energy, you know, guys, if you guys are feeling inspired, you want to share your gifts, you want to share some insight, whatever that is, follow that with the sun card. This is about loving life, enjoying life, appreciating life, feeling free. They definitely want you to feel free to be, to express yourself. So whatever that feels like to you, whatever sort of, you know, we have creative expression with the Knight of Cups. Follow your heart. This group, you know how to follow your heart. You know, with that Scorpio energy, it's quite emotional. And you're very passionate with the King of Wands. It's just follow your heart. You guys, your instincts are spot on. So trust yourself because you're moving in the right direction. And you're manifesting something quite intense for yourself. Okay. So, last bit. Are we on the last part? Yes. Let's roll the Astro dice for the last bit of advice for this group. For current advice. Cancer, House 9, and we have Venus. Yes. Okay, you guys are definitely teachers. We had the Brishpapati with the Anurata. The reason why you're going through such an intense learning experience is because you guys are the teachers. With the Queen of Swords, we got the King of Wands here. You guys are the teachers. You are here to give that knowledge with a Venus Cancer in the 9th house. So you're still receiving some wisdom upgrades that are very intense, but as far as how it's able to help people to level up in their lives, it's huge. It's going to make a huge difference in their lives. Like you guys, like Venus in Cancer is very nurturing and nourishing. So receive that guidance, embody that guidance, receive that guidance, and then apply it to your life. How would you live your life if you were following your inspiration, right? With the Ace of Wands. So right now even now is a good time to follow your inspiration, follow your heart. If your heart is telling you, hey, we need to study a little bit more, we need to keep a low profile for a little bit, then do that. Clarify this Venus and Cancer in the 9th house. Yeah, a love for learning is what I'm hearing. Look at that, High Priestess. Guys, that's Sin Sing and the Moon. Yep. So just like Storm, she's a High Priestess. You guys are the High Priestess, okay? You guys have some very intense powers, shamanic abilities, and energies that it takes time to integrate this. This is not something you can just integrate overnight. You can't speak it into existence. It just takes time to integrate these kind of abilities here and activate them. before you can go out in the world and fully share it. So you can share it, but you have a limiting boundary as far as what you're able to access because you're still in training. You're still in training. You might need, does this group need a teacher or guidance? Let's see. We got chariots. Oh, that's too much. What's wrong with these cards? Nope, you're in training. Okay, what I heard is that all you need to do is overcome your obstacles. So whatever obstacles are showing up for you, you're self-taught. You guys are very powerfully self-taught because you have that past life energy of being the priestess here. Whatever you can tune into for yourself to teach you, to guide you through what you're going through, just trust your own intuitive instincts. You're going to get through it. And once your training is complete, you'll be ready. They need you to trust yourself and your own instincts. You don't necessarily need a teacher. You just need to listen to your own advice. Be your own guru in terms of what you're needing. Yeah, self-care. Your self-care routine, your self-care approach to life is your guru. Your self-love, you loving yourself, that's you being your own guru. So you don't need to follow anyone else's system. Just trust yourself. As you overcome your obstacles in time, you'll be very financially compensated for this, and you're going to be rewarded like a king, the queen that you are. All right, that's going to be the end of your reading here, group number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope your 2025 is amazing, and I'll see you guys in 2025. Bye. Hey, group number 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the gorgeous Phoenix here, then this is going to be the reading for you. All right, so first I'm going to go ahead and meditate and channel, see whatever wants to come through. This will help to provide me with a compass for your reading, so I know where you're going to be guided throughout this reading. Then I will meditate with the crystal, see whatever messages want to come through there. Then we'll talk about your oracle card of Phoenix here. We'll talk about her nakshatras that are connected to her. We'll pull some oracle cards. We'll pull some tarot for the quarters of the 4 quarters of 2025 for some advice, and we'll roll the astro dice. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, key flower plant. Key flower plant. Yes. So 2025 is going to be about you finding the key to your abundance. Yes. I don't know why I said flower and plant. They were the same thing. Yeah, I was seeing a plant which was kind of looked like broccoli or a flower in the form of a key as well. So you're going to be finding the key to what you're here to do on earth. You're going to be finding the key to your life purpose. You're going to be finding the key to accessing the universe. But it's very much, how do we connect to our divinity and how does it manifest? How do we manifest our divinity into this world? How do we ground these higher divine energies? So you're going to figure out what is the key to that. And perhaps part of that key is not that you haven't been doing it, it's that you haven't seen the outcome or the full outcome of it. So when you see the outcome, that will be the fuller realization of what it is that you did that worked to get you to where you needed, to get you to where you're at later on in the year. And yeah, then you'll understand. It'll be a full circle moment for you. Okay, let me go ahead and meditate and see. Oh, we'll meditate with the crystal and see what wants to come through. So this is hematite, right? Hematite. Okay, I was seeing a machine and I was seeing it move fast or speed up. But it was taking me to machinery. So you're going to learn how to automate something. Or you've been learning how to, they've been training you how to automate something, to get it going. They're trying to get it going for you. It's some aspect of, it has to do with the functionality of you being here on earth or being human. They're teaching you how to get it going. How to unlock your power to get it going. Because it was also taking me to an engine. What powers the engine? and it's the fuel. So where do you get the fuel? They're teaching you how to run your engine. Okay. So we have here hematite, and, you know, I always say this takes me to Kal-El's ship. Kal-El is Jor-El's son, and Kal-El became Superman. He became Clark Kent. He became Clark Kent first, and then he became Superman. So the hematite is also about grounding, getting very grounded in your energy. Yeah, feeling very connected to this earth. So this is going to be a very important year for you to learn how to become very, very grounded. Very, very grounded. Maybe this past year has been quite flighty. Maybe you've been more in your higher chakras, learning, receiving advice and information. But this year is going to be about the harvest. It's going to be about the manifestation. It's going to be about your body. How to be in your body, how to take care of your body. Very interesting. I'm learning something here. Yeah, because this feels super heavy. Like gravity. Feeling the weight of gravity. Very cool. So I feel like there are going to be some like powerful manifestations that show up this year for you that are going to be quite intense. You're going to be like, wow, I was working at that. But to see it, to think about it is one thing. To dream about it is another. To experience it, that's crazy. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at your oracle card here. So you guys got Phoenix, the gorgeous Phoenix. So we have Phoenix dressed in gold and black with her fiery red hair. Phoenix is also known as Jean Grey from X-Men, and she has a really cool origin story as well, and we'll read that. But yeah, in the oracle card, you can't quite see it, but the sun's supposed to be coming up because she's connected to Purnavasu and Uttara Falguni. Uttara Falguni is ruled by the sun. It's a sun nakshatra. Purnavasu is about the sun coming up after the rain. So there's rain behind her, but this is about the clouds clearing up after the storm. So this is what you're going to be experiencing. I really think that 2025, I tend to do things without really thinking hard about it. So I went into this sort of thunderstormy theme just based off of my own instincts or my own intuition. And something's just telling me that this year is still going to be very challenging in terms of us developing. And we have to honor that, because I know everyone keeps talking about 2025 is this big reveal. But I feel like that big reveal is coming toward the latter part of the year. I think the first part of the year, we're still doing some deep inner work with ourselves. We're still doing that. And, we might not want to hear that, but it is what's happening. I believe. I think things are definitely going to show up and they're going to manifest, but just because we're excited about it doesn't make it manifest faster, because we're not in control of the divine plan. Divine plan is just happening. The outcome that's showing up in our lives is a result of us just being here. But we can't force it, and we can't push it forward. So I still feel like this year is going to be somewhat of a stormy year. I don't know. I wasn't trying to make it that theme. I thought it looked cool, but something intuitively told me, yeah, we're still learning. We're still cleansing. We're still purifying. Okay, so let's learn about Phoenix or Jean Grey. So the two nakshatras connected are Uttara Falguni and Purnavasu. Uttara Falguni is in 26 degrees to Leo to 10 degrees Virgo. Purnavasu is 20 degrees Gemini to 3 degrees Cancer. So both of them are crossing over into different nakshatras. So Jean Grey is born to a happy married couple. She's also has a sister who she's very close with. At the age of 10, look for your story in this. Listen to the story. Look for you in this story. At the age of 10, she's playing outside with her friend Annie, who after chasing a frisbee is then hit by a car. As her friend is dying, she indirectly connects to her psychically, and hears her friend's thoughts. She then becomes traumatized, socially and emotionally withdrawn. Professor Xavier is a psychologist who visits her one day after no other psychologist can help her. He shows her how to create blocks or boundaries to drown out the intense psychic overload, which I think of connected to Arja, which comes right before Purnavasu. Professor Xavier recognizes that Jean has the ability to be an Omega level mutant, extremely powerful, an extraordinary telepath and telekinetic, which I think is connected to Uranus, air, and fire. So if you have a powerful Uranus, air, or fire in your chart, Jean Grey learns to better harness her psionic powers and joins the X-Men as a founding member. So she was a founding member. From the get-go, she was a leader. Jean is a powerful telepath who knows how to psychically link to an endless number of people at once, but she can only control one at a time. She knows how to astral travel quite effortlessly. They actually mentioned that in her bio. She knows how to create protective force fields and convert and manipulate energy, even that of a supernova. So some of you may feel like you're very galactically connected to everything that's going on, the solar flares, whatever you want to call it. You can feel those very powerful energy shifts inside of you. You're very sensitive to it. Jean's journey is quite complex. She reaches a high rank due to her infinite access to knowledge, because she can essentially read any person's mind, which means she knows how to learn. She learns a lot, and she has like an infinite ability with, that, to me, Uranus again, to tune into other people's like thoughts, knowledge, wisdom. So she's mature at a young age. But her power at a time consumes and overwhelms her. The Phoenix Force manifests when her powers are heightened in the form of a cosmic flame bird. It can resurrect and it can resurrect the dead and absorb life from sentient beings. After her physical death, she merges with the Phoenix Force and connects to the prime universal force of life created by the psyche of all living beings. So she connected to the universal force of all living beings, their psyches. Jean is very nurturing, and after marrying Cyclops, her counterpart, she raises her daughter, who's from an alternative universe, and her stepson. She is a psychologist, a pilot, a teacher, and a fashion model. Very diverse portfolio, girl. That's what we're talking about. She at some point sacrifices herself to save many. Jean, this is my notes, psychic overload and intense emotions such as rage shows that the Shakti, or the divine life force, manifests to the point of destroying her human self. So she loses her body, but she knows how to manifest herself different places psychically. But she's resurrected time and time again, like the Phoenix is. With strong fiery energy, she's giving me all the fire signs, especially Sagittarius. I was getting strong Sag energy from her. Sagittarius is about climbing Mount Everest. Jean, or Phoenix, takes on the child wounded, the exorcist, visionary, teacher, and student archetype very well. She's a protege of Xavier, which to me is connected to Uttara Falguni, which is the Sun-Mercury connection. So that's the king and the prince, right? So the king and the prince have a very positive relationship together. And she's very sacrificial, which I think is very much connected to Purnavasu, or Cancer energy. I feel she has strong, if I were to look at her chart, if she had one, I'd be like, I think she has a strong Uranus-Neptune or Pluto connection as a life worker, because Jean to me feels like she's very tuned into those high divine intense energies, where Storm was more grounded to like she's like more like an old soul priestess, old soul energy. But Jean to me is like bam, like new energies, galactic energies, let's go, here we go. So that's Jean's background. Now let's go ahead and read about the nakshatras we have here. So the first one we have here is Uttara Falguni. So the Uttara Falguni translates into the later reddish one, which is why I chose Jean, because she sort of has that dark red hair, or the red hair. So this is the very intelligent nakshatra. It likes to be noble. You know, the fact that Jean just kept she was a founder leader of X-Men, and she was always seen as like a high-ranking leader, to me, is very much Uttara Falguni. And Uttara Falguni could be a psychologist too, because it's Sun Mercury. You know, Virgos like to analyze a lot of things, so that makes them psychologists. Uttara Falguni is about free sharing, philanthropy, so again, there's that very sacrificial giving nature as well coming through. And it's the energy of a teacher, preacher, or father. It's gentle and firm, and it knows how to express, the soul expression comes through very easily. And this personality can be quite direct, noble, loyal. Yeah, so this year, I feel like you guys are moving up in your rank, and I feel like this group, you've always known that you are powerful in a sense. And you're learning more and more how this power works. Like, what is it? You emanate a bright light, and it comes off as quite solar. You know, even though we're talking about divine feminine life force energy and Shakti, Jean to me emanates more of a solar energy light, especially with that Sagittarius, even though that's like more of a fire. But yeah, I'm getting more of that bright light. You guys radiate, and you radiate based off of your, I think, good karma that you've connected to, but also just your willingness to want to be pure and just give and be a better person in this world. So Purnavasu is the nakshatra that comes after the storm, which is funny that Phoenix came after the storm. That's hilarious. So Purnavasu translates into becoming Vasu again, or becoming good again. It's connected to a quiver full of arrows. So we have arrows on her oracle card here. And the arrows are about a full circle moment. It's about the arrows coming back to where they started. Returning home. So this nakshatra is connected to returning home safely after travels. Maybe returning after you go through your astral travels, or returning after you go through your spiritual awakening, walking through the desert journey. Your 40 days and 40 nights, you return safely after going through that. After your penance, perhaps. Purnavasu is connected to Aditi, the goddess of abundance, unbounded energy, and infinity. Again, that's connecting me to all of the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Pluto, I think, is a very good fit for Phoenix too, because she goes through that resurrection energy. She has to constantly go through like a rebirth, as her character does, dies and comes back alive. So Purnavasu is the calm after the storm. And Jean always had that energy. She always felt like quite calm, like just intense. I'm thinking about the movies. I didn't read the comments at all. Purnavasu is where one would find a balance between their mental and their emotional energy. And I feel like because Jean was such a psychologist, she always stayed calm, you know, even though she had this intense energy underneath the surface. This nakshatra is also connected to the arts, poetry, and writing. And I think with Uttara Falguni and Mercury, there's that writing too. So maybe you're receiving a lot through your writing, through your intellect here, or channeling through art. And Purnavasu is about being a homebody as well. Living that simple life. All right, so those are your nakshatras. We got 3 of Swords and we have 9 of Swords. Woohoo! Yeah, so that intense psychic overload for sure. So you guys are going through a development in your Shakti life force energy where your mental, sometimes you feel a bit of a mental overload. And we're going to get some advice from Spirit about how you can work through that. I think grounding obviously is going to be the bigger part of the advice, is just make sure you stay grounded here, or find a routine, find a habit or a way for you to ground. Like Jean had to, in the movies, when her powers would get out of control, she had to really focus to ground it, because sometimes she could be very destructive with it if she got too intense. She really had to concentrate. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards for year 2025, group number 3. Awesome. So you guys got the Queen. Yes. So that's definitely the rank of a leader. So one who radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So you guys are graduating in rank this year. You're going through that continuous growth process. We have mentor. Yep. You may have a mentor showing up in your life, or you may just be your own mentor as well, where you're receiving advice. So, you know, I was talking about Jean embodying the student and the teacher, but we got the mentor, who's basically a teacher to the student. So, yeah, it's going to be important where you're receiving your learnings, where you're receiving your advice, your insight. It's going to be important for you to discern what aligns with you and what doesn't. Follow your instincts, because, you know, you guys have a very I keep hearing Uranus. You guys have a powerful intellect or air energy in your chart, or air houses that you can connect to that are going to help you to give you the insight that you need. Yeah, you could just sit down and like take notes or do automatic writing to get insight to what you're needing. But you're elevating into this queen-like energy where the universe is positioning you to be someone who is of a protective role model representation to other people, who can help other people out, who can assist them. But before you can assist, like fully assist other people, you have to complete your own training. Okay, let's see what else wants to come through. So we have third eye activation. Yeah, very psychic. Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it there, but she's basically super psychic, right? I don't know why I didn't write that, but I meant to. She's super psychic. Oh, I wrote that she's the visionary. Yeah, Jean is super psychic. So, I said psychic overload. Yeah. She's super psychic, and she has a very strong third eye chakra. Inner vision, clear seeing. She knows. She just knows and sees things. You guys get really strong messages, however they come to you, any of the clairs, however they come to you. Yeah, so your third eye can also be connected to your inner imagination, right? What do you see? What do you feel? And I feel like it's just keep it really simple. You know, sometimes we just know things. I channel things without even realizing. I channel things without realizing, without even trying sometimes. And that's just due to elevating into higher states of consciousness. And I feel like that's the case for you guys. You guys just channel things without trying to channel it. You just channel them. So just pay attention to your life. And you'll find you'll get all kind of signs and signals about what's going on. All right, 2025, what's going on for you, group number 3? Oh. So you guys are going through a solar plexus chakra upgrade. We have it's safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. Again, that solar energy, that sun Uttara Falguni energy coming through. So it's safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. So this is going to definitely be the year for you to take action, but before you do that, definitely make sure with the 9 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, you complete your releasing process. You're going to intuitively have to feel for this, but you'll be called to at some point, like really take action and initiate something. So we have here release. Work with the Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. Yeah, so you guys are still letting go of illusions, anything that doesn't serve your reality anymore, that doesn't serve you anymore. You're in the process of letting all of that go. So you're still doing some releasing, and I feel like this is definitely the first half of the year is going to be continuous releasing that's happening, and this is going to help to clear out the solar plexus. But what I also want to say is don't feel this pressure to take action. The universe just gives you what you need, and it gives you opportunities. So you don't have to go searching for them. They're going to be offered to you. They're going to come towards you. We have here energy. A light inside my fire divine. Energy fill me, make me shine. Okay. So you guys are still going through a huge energetic upgrade. Yes. Big time. And we need this to align before you can move forward into taking action. You're still healing. You know, this card intuitively, because it's black, it just reminds me of resting. Like resting to receive the energy. So they're saying that in order for you to receive the energy, first you need to rest. You need to rest. I think at one point in one of the movies, like Jean was in a coma or something. It seemed like she needed to rest before she needed to wake up. So, you know, and that could just be due to all of the upgrades you're receiving and that psychic overload. So it's going to be hard for you to just like get back to, like I was hearing someone talk about their kundalini awakening experience, and they're like, you know, I had times where I'm thinking to myself, I can just go back to my old life. If you're going through this shift and change, that's not going to be optional. I'm seeing 555 right now. That's not an option for you to go back to your old life. You're too powerful. You're too evolved to go back. So you have to keep evolving and just work with it. Okay, I saw this. It says here, you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Yes. So let's pull a card for each season of 2025. Each quarter. Quarter 1. What the? It happened with the last group too. Wheel of Fortune, Lovers, Three of Swords, Five of Cups, Six of Cups. Okay. If I were to put this in the correct order, I feel like Three of Swords would be first. Five of Cups. Right? This is the releasing we're needing to do at the first part of the year. And then we can move into the Six of Cups, Lovers, purification, union within ourselves, union outside of ourselves, and Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. So the way that things are unfolding, you may be feeling heartbroken or disappointed. That will be a continuous theme starting out into 2025. I know we don't want to hear that, but that's why I'm telling you guys, I want to do these readings so you're mentally and emotionally prepared. I want to prepare you so that you're not so overwhelmed. Like, this is just the upgrades and the shifts that you're going through. This isn't, well, I have to be depressed. It's just, no, naturally we react. Like, our body has reactive states it gets into because we are so used to trying to control and use our free will to control things over the divine will. We're trying to overpower the divine will. And you're still going with the Three of Swords. You're still battling with the divine will. This is naturally. You can surrender as much as you want, but some part of you is going to fight it a little bit and resist it. So you're still going to be feeling a bit disappointed because you're wanting things to shift or to change. But it's not time for things to shift and change yet, because this is the time for you to be continuously grateful for what you already have. Attitude of gratitude. It's through this attitude of gratitude and things not coming in that you're going through a purification process. Your heart is purifying because it's alleviating itself of greed. It's alleviating itself of, whatever the 7 deadly sins are, greed and all that stuff. It's alleviating itself. It's purifying itself of that. It's lightening its load of that energetically. And then what's happening is as you go through this continuous release, you're coming into union with your feminine, and your masculine is coming into union with itself. And this will manifest a union outside of yourself too, with this Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like when Jupiter goes through its transits starting in May, this is when you're going to start to see the Wheel of Fortune shift in your life. Right around that time is when you're going to really start to see these bigger shifts in your life. All right, so let's just get some advice about your 2025. So we have here the Ten of Cups and we have the Hangman. Yeah, so you guys have a beautiful divine union. So you have a beautiful divine union partnership that is coming into your life here, and it's just flowing. You see, the Hangman is just this really relaxed energy. It's not trying to make it happen. It's just all happening. So you're still going through a continuous ascension process here. And 2025, I think, is going to be an opportunity for us to get a peek into what's happening, but I think definitely continuing on, moving into the year, like 2027, 2028, I think that's going to be more apparent, what's going on or what wants to come into our lives here, what wants to manifest. But you're still going through this discipline here, this learning discipline process. All right, any current advice you have for group number 3? Here we go, 3 of Swords for you guys. So we have Libra, 10th house, and Pluto. Yes. You are the Phoenix rising. So you guys are still going through a transformation, and it needs to be balanced out, with that inner union and that Libra energy. And the psychic overload air energy I was picking up. So you're still going through a balancing act is what I'm hearing. You're still going through an energetic balancing act that needs to be realized, and this is helping you to align with power here in your 10th house. So this is just like reputation or the energy you're emanating or putting out there. The universe is trying to promote you again into this space of leadership, where when it comes to your life purpose, you're going to be a activator for other people through you going through your completing your activation, your transformation first, and just finding balance within yourself. So intuitively, this is a divine will, divine aligned, divine timing process That's going to happen automatically, and you just have to trust it, basically. They're helping you to align. The universe is doing it for you. You just need to let it happen. And then all shall be good. Any final advice you have for this group? We have Nine of Swords again with the Seven of Wands. Yeah, so there are going to be some limiting beliefs or mental blocks that are showing up. Yeah, so you're still going through a transformative process. Pluto is about facing our subconscious fears and desires. So this is where we face our limiting beliefs. You're still going through a transformative process when it comes to your limiting beliefs. Yeah. You're still going through that. Nine of Swords. You're still needing to push through. They're like, you're not ready yet because there's still some limiting beliefs you have to push through first for you to be able to take on these new opportunities with more ease. There's still some limiting beliefs you need to push through. Is there any specific advice you have about those limiting beliefs? You guys got the dilettante. Okay. So some of you have a very, Uttara Falguni can be very much that. You have like a very like go-getter mentality here where you're like, well, I need to do something great or successful, or it needs to look good or whatever. But the dilettante is about just being open to however the universe wants to use you. And you're still going through some limiting beliefs around this. So this says here, delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Chat attribute, pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. So you're going through a humbling experience when it comes to your life purpose. This is something maybe you just really, really, really wanted this to be real, like figured out. You just want to be doing the thing that you love and you want it to be going well. But you're going through a powerful humbling experience around this. Because you have to complete your transformation. Is there anything else you can tell us about this? I kind of want to know about this because, yeah, I don't know. I find this fascinating. We have here King of Swords, Ten of Cups. Another Ten of Cups. King of Swords, Ten of Cups. I wonder if this is connected to the teacher, the mentor. Xavier did help. He did help Jean. I don't know, like I wonder if this has something to do with a partnership. Can you tell me more about the King of Swords? And then I'll go. Eight of Cups. Okay, so that's you on your self-seeking journey and finding that cup, what really fulfills you. Huh, Ten of Cups. What really fulfills you? That's the question. What really is going to fulfill you? You're still on an inquisitive self-discovery part of your journey where you're needing to gather more information first. And it has a lot to do with like what makes you happy. It's the key to your happiness. It's the key to your heart. You're still learning how to activate your heart. Yeah. This isn't something, I mean, this goes for everybody. With the Three of Swords and the broken heart, in order for the heart to realize, to open up, it has to be broken. I know some people don't, that sounds crazy, but I'm like, it's true. In order for your heart to like break open, it has to break. Like it has to experience disappointment first, and then it can break open. And then you can realize more about yourself. So I'm wondering if, they're telling you you're going to have to go through some more intense challenges first, some more tests first for you to realize this. That's what it's looking like. King of Swords, right? That's like tough mental strength. They're like, we need to toughen you up, my dear. So So are you saying this group needs to go on more tests? 10 of Wands. You need to go through more of a purification process. You're still holding on to too much weight. Magician. Yeah, so they need you to lighten your load more. And so yeah, this is just like a healing thing. It's a healing journey. You need to complete your healing journey. Lighten your load. That's it. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what feels natural to you. And in time, the load's going to complete lightening up. And you'll be able to levitate. That's it. So you're going through a continuous purification process. Yeah. Rinse and repeat. Eight of Pentacles, patience, Sun card, believe in yourself. Be positive, be optimistic. It's all going to work out in the end. It's like, it's such a paradox. It's hard for me to explain because it's almost like, okay, you have to go through more difficulty to free yourself of difficulty. Yeah. You're still learning. You're still learning. You're still receiving the answers that you need. You haven't received everything. You haven't completed your upgrades yet. Can you clarify the mentor? Seven of Pentacles. Learning. You're still learning. You'll get the recognition in time. Yeah, so you're still in a place where you're gathering wisdom. You are still healing. You're still looking for the cup. Like what makes you feel like what's going to complete your heart here. But you're going to need to you have to go through this process for a little while longer until that can be realized. Okay. Final bit that you want to offer to group number 3. So we have here Neptune, Cancer in the 12th house. Transcendence, ascension, yeah. Your heart. You're going through a heart awakening, heart opening ascension process right now. They want you to focus on your transcendence. So this is like your meditative process, your spiritual deeper inner processes that are taking place right now. They want you to focus on that. Feeling good, feeling your heart, feeling your emotions, processing your emotions. Right now, you just need to feel what you're feeling. You know, with the Eight of Cups there too. Feel your emotions. And in time, you're gonna have gathered all of the wisdom that you need to move on towards your next part of your journey. Very exciting. Okay, I hope that helped to give you some clarification, group number 3. I just felt like I wanted to give you some extra clarification because I'm like, you know, I don't want you to feel at all like, oh, that's not exciting. But we have to honor, as we're leveling up in our states of consciousness, we're kind of realizing that to some extent we sensationalize it. We sensationalize awakening. We sensationalize a lot of experiences. We get excited about it, but it's a slow process. So it's like, start getting excited about how slow this process is. Start getting excited about nothing happening. You know, start getting excited about waking up every day and just like the simple things in life you get to think about and do in your life. You know, start being really present. And then these other things that are happening are it's just additional information. And there's really nothing really for you to know other than you're being supported in your journey, and there's just more to look forward to. You're transcending, you're ascending right now, you're growing, you're evolving, you're going through a revolution, and this is all helping you to know thyself so much more. All right. I'll see you guys in 2025 for the next video. Have a beautiful rest of your 2024. And like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Bye.